Hey guys, how's it going? Brian from New England Bowhunter. I'm down here making some arrows. So what are these for? These are my TAC arrows. I'm going out. I talked about this. I'm going to be going out to TAC in Pennsylvania. So I'm building my TAC arrows. Here's what they're going to be. I'm going to go over my setup with you. My TAC arrows. I'll go over that too. My TAC arrows are Easton 6.0s. And the reason I'm using Easton 6.0s is a few different things. One, they're pretty affordable. So I don't want to use like expensive arrows that I would use for hunting or things like that I'm probably going to lose a bunch in the woods during TAC. Because let's just face it, I'm not really that good. I try really hard, but TAC's tough. It's a great test for hunting, for the hunting season. So I don't want to use expensive arrows and run the risk of losing a bunch. I like to build my arrows similar to TAC, or to hunting, but I'm probably still going to lose some. So what I do is I like to get these and set them up that way. So what am I going to use? I'm using these 6.0s. I'm just using the stock inserts that come with them. And then I'm deciding right now, I'm trying to figure it out, whether I'm going to go with a 100 grain or 150 grain head. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. I'm still trying to decide on that. And I'll tell you, I'm just going to let things go and decide based on how everything shoots. I have the numbers I'm going to share with you guys as far as how it all looks on paper, but I'll let things go as far as how it shoots. I am a numbers guy a little bit. I'm not really scientific in all this. I know a lot of people bust out chronographs and all that stuff, and I'm starting to get there, but I'm not there yet. Okay. So here's what I got. I got an Easton 6.0. You saw the fletching jig I use. I have a Bitzenberg too. I don't typically use it. I use these Arizona Easy fletches. I fletch mine to the left. I'll talk about that in a minute. And I use these because it does all three veins at the same time. I'm not the busiest guy in the world. I'm sure there's people out there that might watch this that are probably busier than me, but I'm busy enough that I don't want to sit there and put one vein on at a time. It just takes too long. I'd rather do other things like, I don't know, shoot my bow. So I use that. It works good enough. I mean, there's people that have a quiver full of mismatched arrows from Walmart and kill animals with them. I'd rather build my arrows. This is how I like to do it. So anyway, max helical to the left, wide to the left. I'm going to probably get some people that don't agree with this. I don't really give a shit. I'm at that point in my life. I turn 45 next month. I'm at the point in my life that I don't really care a lot about what other people think about me. This is why I do it. Okay. Most bows, their strings are twisted almost all the same way. When you shoot a bow, if you bare shaft tune it and all the things that come with setting up your bow and tuning, and I know there's some old guys out there, I'm old too, I'll say old timers out there that will tell you don't need to do all that fancy stuff and paper tune and just go shoot your bow and broadhead tune and whatever about archery makes you feel more comfortable and more confident. I say do it. That's how I feel. Do what you'd want to do. I know this is supposed to be an arrow building video, right? I'm getting all philosophical or whatever. But anyway, it has a point. I'll get to it. My point to that is that if what you're going to do gives you confidence and doesn't get up here, because archery has a lot to do with the brain, just ask Joel Turner. If you need to do something that's going to give you more confidence, then do it. So why do I fletch to the left? Back to the arrows. Because when bow strings are twisted, they cause your arrow to come out of the bow naturally a certain way. So when I get a bow, I got 4 of them, I shoot my bare shaft. I put a little mark on the arrow. I'm sure some people know what I'm talking about. And I shoot my arrow out of the bow close to my my target to see which way the arrow turns. Most of them, because of the way that the strings are twisted, are going to turn to the left. I wasn't very smart in high school. I didn't go to college. I joined the Navy, served on submarines for 20 years. You guys have probably read that or heard about it, whatever. So I didn't do a lot of science and physics and all that stuff, but what I do know about physics, I'm not going to try to fight the laws of physics. And I don't even know if this has to do with physics or not. That just shows you how much I don't know about it. But I do know one thing. If the arrow starts to come out and it's twisting one direction, I'm not going to try to fight that. Just not going to. It's already spinning. It's spinning to the left. I made a sound there. It's spinning to the left already. I'm just going to let it keep going that direction, and I'm going to actually try to help it. Insert the vanes. See, we're back to the arrows again. Insert the vanes. If it's spinning to the left naturally, coming off my string, I'm putting vanes on there. It's going to help it spin that direction anyway. I'm not going to try to fight the arrow coming out the vane and spin it a different way. You know why? Because I don't want to be there at full draw with an animal in front of me or a bunch of dudes heckling me at TAC or whatever and think, I wonder if I would have put left vanes on here, if it's going to make a difference in how this arrow is going to fly to kill that animal. Because that's what happens. That's what happens when you're at full draw. You start thinking about dumb shit. And I'm not going to do that. So there you go. That's my philosophical lesson for the day. Not that you really cared to hear about it, but that's why I do left helicals. Now, back to the arrows. Here's my setups. So these come in at 7.8 grains per inch. I cut them down. I don't remember the exact. I'll get it for you. Hold on. Handy dandy tape measure. I have my own air saw. I leave the nocks on when I cut them. I cut them down to 26.5 inches before I put the insert in. I'm a 28.5 inch draw. With this bow, I'm not afraid to cut it onto the shelf. I'm just not, because here's a school of thought on that. Some people get nervous about it. I've seen a lot of things on like Archery Talk and all these other things. Well, if I cut the arrow back here and the tip's back there and I have a broadhead on there, what if it cuts my hand? Let me just tell you this. If you take an arrow and you flip it around and you put your vanes there, that's the same thing as a broadhead, essentially. Those vanes travel across the same plane as where that shelf is. It's not going to hit your hand. The vanes haven't. Broadhead's not going to either. So don't worry about cutting it back further. A shorter arrow is a stiffer arrow. Just what it is. So, I'll just tell you, I cut it back a little ways beyond the shelf. It's just how I do it, and that's why my arrows are the length they are. So 7.8 GPI. My total arrow weights for the two, 100 and 125 grain tips. There you go. You can see them. I'm coming in at 358.9 for the 100 and 382.1 for the 125. Not terrible. Not for attack. I wouldn't shoot that for hunting. I want a little bit heavier. That's another whole video. And then my front of centers are actually really good. Not that I get hung up on that too much for shooting tack, but I still want a decent one. I don't want like a 4. For the 100, for this guy, it's 12.9 front of center weight. And for this one, it's 15.2%. There's a front of center calculator online. I use the one on Easton's website, so it's great. Now, you may be asking yourself, why are you using all the same color vanes? Or you might not be. I'll share it with you. The reason why I do is because Easton's arrows, Easton's claim is that these are all cut from one continuous piece of carbon, and they don't have a spine that you need to align. A great example of that on an arrow that does is if you look on these RIP TKOs from Victory, right here, it says spine alignment. I think it's upside down. I'll turn it over. It says right there, spine alignment. So I would put my cock vane on that, the white cock vane, so you know which way to align your spine and everything for doing all your spine alignment. With Easton's, the claim is you don't have to do that. So I'm not terribly concerned about having different color vanes. Some people still want to do it. Like I said in the beginning, you do you. I don't really care about it. I'm using all these oranges because I just have a bunch of them. And I'm going to use those for this because I ordered a bunch of white ones because I'm going to do testing. I got the Easton 5.0s I'm going to try this year for hunting. I have a bunch of white hybrid 26s and hybrid HPs, and I'm going to test those on my hunting arrows, which I'll do a video on that. I don't want to give that away. I guess I just did. That I'm going to test for that to see how those work out for my hunting arrows. So that's what's going on here as far as that's concerned. I'm pretty excited to see how these work. I'm going out to TAC with a bunch of friends of mine. They're probably going to beat me. I'm not going to be surprised if they do. I mean, one of the guys, his son is shooting collegiate archery. I'm pretty sure he's going to kick my ass. So yeah, that's where we're at with building arrows. I think this is going to be a good set of arrows to work with. I'm taking 24 of them. Probably going to need them. And we'll see what's up with that. So I'm going to finish putting these together. If you guys got any comments, questions, anything like that, throw them down in the bottom. Like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Any other content you're looking for. I'm going to start. The weather's been kind of off and on here. I'm going to get outside and start shooting some more. I got a range in my yard. I'll show it to you. I got another little guy over there I want to put out. You'll get to see soon. He's pretty neat. But yeah, I'll get this all put together. All right, thanks for joining me. I'll get the rest of these arrows put together, and we'll get to shooting. All right, see you soon. Stacking wins.